Hi, my name is Lantz, and I'm a game designer who works in virtual reality. So, technology changes the way that we think, but it's hard to appreciate these changes while they're happening. Sorry. Yeah, so I think right now we are on the brink of some really incredible changes, some huge changes that are technology-driven. And in order to understand and the impacts that are happening, we need to look back really far to another technology, a much older technology, that also had a tremendous impact. That technology is writing. We think of writing as an innate capability. We don't even really think of it as a technology, but in its early days, people found writing to be very controversial. Such great minds as Socrates and Plato, Sorry, I'm really nervous for some reason. I think it's because I'm trying to cram so many ideas in. So yeah, writing takes information out of context. And when you read something in a book, you can't get more information out of that book. It just keeps saying what it says. You can't debate it, you can't persuade it, you can't ask it for more information, and you can't hold it responsible for its words the way that you do with a person. Information out of context is a powerful thing. It allows us to put information into new contexts of our own design. This led us to more sophisticated abstract thinking and the development of formal logic. But in order to be able to use that, we had to come up with new best practices for recontextualizing information. Things like vetting our information, vetting our sources, citing sources, even just dating records required us to be able to agree on a numbering system for years. So now we're very savvy about information out of context. But our new technologies, network technologies and mobile technologies, are taking relationships out of context. And that brings new challenges. We're accustomed to, or I guess our strategies are optimized for relating to people face-to-face, where we can have a lot of just innate emotional connection. We have this visceral response. We have this awareness that is shared. Online, it's much easier to see people as objects, to thrill in the power of getting a reaction, to dehumanize and even demonize people who disagree with us. There's a lot of power also in relationships out of context. Projecting ourselves into new contexts of our own design lets us explore aspects of ourselves that we couldn't otherwise and relate to each other in new ways. But there's very real dangers to projecting ourselves out of our traditional contexts. Texting and driving puts us in danger of car crashes. When you're in virtual reality, there's lots of videos of people going to lean on a table that isn't actually there and falling over. And there's dangers also that are emotional and social. This is an image of Narcissus and Echo. And it's very easy to take our context and imagine that it's true for all people, or that it's the most important context, and to ignore other people's real lived experiences. We have an unprecedented power to choose who we relate to and how. And so we surround ourselves with people who look like us, people who think like us, people who agree with us. And we forget that we still are in relationships with people who we don't choose to associate with. Our actions impact them, their actions impact us. Relationships involve the whole person, and you can't separate that out. Emotion, social, physical, these all need to be encompassed by our new best practices that we are in the process of developing. We're starting on this. We're becoming more interested in mindfulness, understanding our relationship to ourselves and our own emotions. We're having conversations about privilege, about cultural appropriation, about politics, identity politics. But technology keeps going. This is a robotic seal that is doing emotional labor. Some people are worried that our new technologies are making us lazy in the way that we relate to each other, and that our empathy and our compassion is being weakened. But I think that we are in the early days of a really incredible, profound change. And there's so much potential, but we have to work hard to make this happen, to recontextualize these relationships. So my name is Laura. I'm really passionate about these topics. If you have thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. Please reach out. These are two books that got me started on this train of thinking. I hope this talk is useful to you. Thank you.